Are you stalking your ex? Okay, let's go. Today's episode is all about stalking your ex. And this is something that I keep seeing happen. And so it's time to say bye-bye to stalking exes. Okay, now let me explain why. And this is so important. Okay. They are an ex for a reason, right? Especially if you're following me, and if it's your first time, welcome. But like, I am all about not settling. I'm all about finding your crazy love, right? Your person. And if you said bye-bye to somebody, it's for a reason. But anytime you put your energy back towards them, like back anywhere to them, even when you're like looking at their Instagram or their Facebook or looking at old pictures, or just like, what is it? Like looking at their status, looking at their stories, looking at the old gifts. Oh my God, it keeps coming. Like the gifts that they've gotten you, right? The list can go on, how you can just be thinking about them and you are putting your energy backwards. And so like, if you seriously said bye-bye to them and okay, they're not for you, it is time to move forward. And the only way to move forward is by really shutting that door. Like, why are you caring? Why do you care to see what they're doing on Instagram? Right? And I can tell you, I can tell you what you're doing. And so much of us are like, our egos can get the best of us. And it's totally fine that we all have an ego. It's totally fine, totally normal. And we were like, oh, you know what? They didn't appreciate us, and they think they could do better than us. And what's going on with that? Oh my gosh, like I'm the best. That kind of stuff is very ego-driven kind of conversation in your own mind. And it's not like you're even consciously doing that, right? But this is the kind of stuff that will motivate you to be like, let me feel better. Let me feel better about myself by seeing him still alone and miserable. Like, wait, they need to be suffering. we want them to post a picture of them crying. Like, that's what needs to happen. Like, we don't want to see them happy. We don't want to see them enjoying life. We're like, wait a second, what? Like, you just let me go. Like, how can you be breathing without me? You see what I'm saying? So like you go on, I really truly feel that, let me know if you feel called out. If you go into your ex's, socials and you're trying to see, you're not hoping for their happiness. Don't even tell me that. Oh, I'm going in there to see like who their next love of their life is and I'm cheering them on. It's like, give me a break. Like if you broke up, you're not at that moment wishing them well. That being said, with time and once you heal and once you're moving forward, of course, and like that's so necessary. You don't want to wish ill on anybody. You want to wish them well. But like stalking, when you are looking at their Instagram and Facebook after a breakup, do not BS yourself or me or anybody. That is not healthy. That is not good for you. That is not going to help you move forward or help you let go. That is really just for your ego. And this is when you can acknowledge that. This is when you can just like call yourself out and be like, okay, like I am getting ridiculous. Like seriously, like be like, okay, like this is when I'm going to block somebody. That's another thing. Sometimes you don't block your ex when like deep down inside, you're like, I'm done with that person. I don't want to hear about them. But then they go, beep, like a little text comes through. You're like, oh my God, look at this. This is what they said. Oh my gosh, yes. Like a part of you loves it. A part of you, and that's toxic. Like I'm serious about this. This is toxic. This isn't good for you. And that actually can be really addictive. So like I need you to kind of be aware of this. Wait a second. Are you kind of like, oh my gosh, getting off on, or, enjoying that they are messaging you, wanting you back, trying, it's very much like, I think that I need to just say what it is, like emotional maturity. When you get to a point of like, okay, wait a second. I know what I want. I know this isn't it. I've communicated effectively and we are not aligned and I am moving forward and closing the door. You're like, that sounds boring, Jackie. You're like, that sounds boring. Yeah, I know. It is boring. But you're saving your energy to receive love, right? I want you to be available. And if your energy, like literally, I'm not even exaggerating. I feel like you looking down at your phone at like stalking your ex, like your person can just walk right by. Like something, you know what I mean? Like that's how I feel. I feel like there's in every single second, every single minute of the day, like opportunities, God, universe, always trying to give you gifts, give you the things that you deserve and that are waiting for you. But if you are like, no thanks, no thanks, universe. Wait, what? You have like the perfect person for me and everything I've ever wanted? No, I'm gonna just look down here. I'm gonna like just see what my ex is doing. I'm just hoping he's crying and miserable and suffering. Okay, thanks. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? That's crazy. I want you to look up. I want you to be present. I want you to not care what's going on with your ex. I want you to be bye for real. Like, no, for real. Like, not like, yeah, bye. And then at night, when you're going to bed, you're like, well, let me just see. Like, let me just, No. Actually, especially right before bed, wait a second, this is super important. Right before bed, please do not be thinking about your ex. Right before bed, you want to have positive, amazing thoughts. You want more of, right? The next day, you're going to wake up with more of those things. So like, let's say you go to sleep thinking about your ex and how like, oh my gosh, you're so upset that he took you for granted and didn't appreciate you or whatever it is. And you're so sad and lonely. You're going to wake up lonely, missing that person, feeling like, why did I sleep like shit? Like final thoughts before you go to sleep. Please do not be stalking your ex and thinking about them. This is when you can say, you can journal, or you can just like read about it, or you can just talk to yourself and just say, you know what? I am so worthy and so lovable, and I have all these things about me, and I'm so excited. Like, be freaking excited about what is waiting for you, right? And be confident in your decision to have closed the door on that person, right? If you know exactly what you want and you're being intentional, it's about trusting yourself. Okay. And so that's so much about what I do with my clients. Is like, it's so much about me helping them like trust themselves, gain that clarity. Sometimes we're like, we break up with somebody and we're like, should I have even broken up with them? Like, that's another thing, right? You're like, oh my God, did I make a mistake? Oh my God, wait a second. So if that's your headspace, you got to get clarity. You got to get real clear on that. Like, why is that? Why did you break up? And you own it and be confident and make that decision. But like, sometimes we'll like know exactly why we broke up with them. Then we start stalking and they're like, oh my God, they're so cute. I miss them. Then you send a message or they message you and you're back in the cycle of, oh, here we are again. And then you're given another shot. Then you break up again for the same exact reason. Like, right? Is this sounding familiar? And it's like, wait a second. Hello. Remember what I was saying? Universe, God wants you to meet your person. So don't waste time on the wrong person. You may be looking over here when you need to be looking over there. Right? And so I truly hope this resonates with you. I truly want to hear about you guys. Are you stalking your exes? Can you own that? I actually want to know. Like, be like, okay, guilty. I've stalked my ex. Hello, I've done that in the past. Give me a break. Everyone's done it. It's okay. I want to hear if you're going to keep doing it too. I'd be like, Jackie, I hear you, and I don't want peace in my life. I want toxic shit. So tell me that's what you want. Or tell me that you're like, you know what? You just called me out and I feel like I'm going to start being present and not stalk my ex and maybe receive love from like, oh my gosh, my person. Tell me in the Jackie Loor on Instagram or on YouTube if you're listening there. So, I just want to connect with you. I want to know for real How badly are you stalking your ex? And are you going to stop? I'm so excited to hear from you. I send you so much love. Do not settle for anything less than crazy love. It has to be crazy love or nothing. Bye. Until next time.